don't really feel like, I guess, putting on a show and just being raw with you guys. Joining me today is a special guest. Her name is Krila Kuma, pretty much. And welcome back to my channel, I should say. Today we are talking about something real. If you guys didn't know, I have been living on my own now for a total of 11 months. And I am moving out literally in a week, and I cannot believe it. So because it's almost time is up, I guess I should say, I thought I would reflect back and do a video about what living alone for a year at 24 has taught me. Number one is that I literally became more aware of myself. Not just, of what I'm doing, but also my own thoughts and my ideas, especially my own emotions. I truly just learned to be my own best friend because you just start listening to yourself a lot more, and you just become a lot more aware of your own, your own thoughts, how you're feeling, and you learn how to cope with it all on your own. I mean, yes, you can go to your friends and, get help from them, but it reminded me that I am all I've got at the end of the day, and I need to learn how to support myself, cheer myself up, and make myself happy when I'm not feeling happy. Like asking myself how I feel, why do I feel this way, and what can I do to make Megan feel better? Like writing all that stuff down literally helped me just become even more aware of myself. Is that I definitely came a lot more self-efficient. That goes from cleaning, picking up after myself, keeping my home organized. That way I feel good, and coming home to a clean space, it feels really, really nice. It's my thing. As well as like fixing the little things on my own, like changing the light bulb or the battery to the smoke detector, as well as also like cleaning out the drain in my shower and my sink too. Those are things that I have to do all on my own because, I can't just call the maintenance people to come fix those little things. But I mean, little stuff like that, I feel like, you shouldn't need a maintenance person to come help you. But yeah, like I'm relying on myself and taking matters on my own without waiting for someone else to do it for me, or instead of or just not even doing it at all. It also taught me to be aware of my surroundings as well because, I'm living alone, and I also, am a woman, and being a young woman, adult woman, I should say, I had to learn how to defend for myself as well, and I'm not gonna lie, I do carry pepper spray with me, especially if I'm coming home during nighttime. Is learning how to re-entertain myself because I spent a lot of time alone, I'm not gonna lie. I would say I spent like 80% of my time alone while I was living alone, which I'm totally fine with because I don't really care to have a lot of people over or guests over just because I enjoy my peace and quiet. This is how Megan is like a true introvert. But anyways, I spent a lot of time alone, and I was learning how to budget and spend responsibly. Wow, I can't talk right now since, it was my first time living alone, and I had no one else to, really who could provide for me, I should say. Like I am my own provider, and it was hard for the first few months to adjust to that lifestyle since it was my first time being in that type of experience where like, oh man, like I'm on a budget, I can't really go out and do fun things, or like I had to really question like, do I really want to go out, or like do I really want to get those shoes, stuff like that. But I got it into more of the hobbies I've been holding off on, and those hobbies were doing YouTube, which I took more seriously doing, and reading more self-help books as well as learning about money since like I really did not know much about it. Like I haven't really I don't feel like I got the real, I should say, proper education to learning about finance and stuff like that. So, and it's super important. Like, I highly encourage any of you guys to learn about that stuff, especially before, or I shouldn't say before, but if you are considering on living alone and things like that. I mean, it's good for you even when you get out of college. I mean, not out of college, out of high school. Spent more time watching more YouTube videos and Netflix, not gonna lie. But for the YouTube videos, I felt like it taught me a lot on what I wanted to look for as a YouTuber and be inspired by other YouTubers of what I can do and like content ideas and creations and all that stuff. But yeah, like I felt like it was a good time for me to do all the things that I've been holding off and definitely create more hobbies of what I want to do. As for finance wise, like not only did I start watching more YouTube videos about finances and reading books about finances, but it also inspired me to create a freaking money journal. Like, so I have my own finance journal where I just pretty much write down everything that I have spent in a day, and pretty much I keep track of it, and by the end of the month I'll put all of my expenses in a spreadsheet. Yes, I have become that person so that way I know how much money is coming in and how much money is going out and how much I was investing in Uber, and as well as how much am I getting paid at the end of the day after paying all my bills. I did a lot of coloring as well because honestly, like it's actually a good activity to de-stress, and it just, it was something that was just very soothing. That's how I feel. Like adult coloring books are seriously the best. One of the things that I also started doing was a mindfulness journal, and this has taught me a lot to be a lot more grateful and to be a lot more cautious and aware of my negative thoughts and how to handle and process them in a way, because it took me a long time to really realize that I kind of am my biggest, hardest critic, I would say, and being able to, journal that and being able to reread all the things that I journal, it made me realize like how emotional I can be and how I'm not really great when it comes to anger. I will say that. I do leash out the beast, but I think anyone does when they're angry. But it taught me to really take a step back and be able to apologize to myself, if anything, and say that I'm sorry that, I said all those mean things during the time that I journaled my anger out, and being able to take a step back and realize, like, Megan, like you're so much more than you think you are. And even in the moment when you're going through a crisis, like things have always worked out. I also got myself a betta fish because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like the first few days of moving in by myself, I felt really lonely. Like it felt really weird to like come home to a space with like no one, because like I was living with roommates for the longest time. So I was like, what could I do to help myself feel not as lonely, I guess, or I shouldn't say lonely, but like alone. How about that? And I wound up getting a betta fish. Her name is Momo, if you were curious. I also got more into cooking for myself. I also got into baking as well, since that's been something that's been on my list for a very long time, and I'm just like, man, I really need to like go try that out. I also got back going into the gym, and even though I miss it a lot these days, but I definitely got into really good shape, and I'm very happy with how far my fitness journey has gone, honestly. In the summer, I also took advantage of the pool area too. So that's what I would do. Like I would get my tan on and like start reading as well, like while I'm tanning. And I also did my nails a lot of the times. It was like a once a week kind of a thing. But yeah, those were the things most of the things that I did to pretty much like keep myself entertained in the adult edition, I guess, of Megan instead of the kid edition. Before we talked about this, and it is all about money. It literally taught me to be responsible with my money. It was to the point where I felt very frugal with my money, especially in the beginning, because I mentioned that, I am my own financial provider. Like, I don't ask my parents for help or anyone really. And, I really think of it as like, this is our do or die, Megan. Like, this is it. You are your financial provider. And having that responsibility was a lot for me, especially with it being my first time managing it all on my own and not having a lot of knowledge or a lot of people that I could go to talk about this, because money is a very sensitive to talk about. But don't you worry, I do have someone that I do talk to about my financial matters and stuff, which is my brother. He knows everything. But yeah, like, it's good to at least have one person, or later on I do think I might get my own financial advisor in a sense, when I can afford it. But yeah, like, I do believe that that is important, to have someone you can be completely open and raw and honest about your financial matters. To have someone that you can be honest with, because, like, they can actually help you and give you advice that you didn't even think would exist. So I highly recommend having someone like that. And, like, it wasn't easy, but it taught me to really keep track of my money, like being aware of what I'm spending, the things that are important to, invest in, and how much money I need to pay my bills on time. Also to keep me happy without feeling depressed. It really did take me a while to find a balance, because for a while it was very chaotic. Like, I would come home and think that I'm freaking insane for spending so much money on my apartment, and then sometimes not even paying myself. I'm not gonna lie about that. And, those moments, it did make me sad, because it doesn't feel good, like, if if you're not getting paid. That's what got me into, journaling my finances, because honestly, like, if you don't know where your money is going, like, let alone how much you truly make in a month, like, I highly, highly recommend money journaling, honestly, because, it's as easy as writing down what you spend and what comes in and what comes out every day, and, creating a spreadsheet at the end of the month and just making all the tabs of the sections you spent money on, like groceries, car maintenance, rent, health insurance, all the jazz. You get a better idea of, how much money you are spending, and, where all your money is going, pretty much. It also helps you too with like sections of like where you want to cut out of your life, like, let's say, for eating out, or like public transportation, like if you're spending, or even shopping, if you're spending too much on that, like, you can literally, tell yourself to cut back the next month. That way you don't overspend on. And number 5 is just making time to spend with friends and family. I am more of an introvert than an extrovert, clearly. And living alone has made me realize how much of a homebody I truly am. Like, I love being alone, especially in my own home. Like, I feel so in my own element, and there are times where it can seem like I'm very antisocial. So it's good for me to go out from time to time and make plans with my loved ones, like go see them. That way they know that I actually care about them, and that because I'm actually making time to be around them and whatnot. And it also cheers me up from not being alone for too long. Because there are moments where, like, I do have really high doses of just being alone instead of going out and being with friends. So really, my biggest takeaway is that it truly taught me to become my own best friend. On the journey of blossoming into real adulthood. For those who are like considering on living alone, like I highly recommend, as long as you are financially stable, please be. It is a huge investment and responsibility. Like it taught me a lot and pushed me out of my own comfort zone in so many ways that I don't regret making the decision to living alone. I truly cannot believe that this experience is over. My next living situation is that I will be having roommates. Not because of, it's actually not because of this pandemic that's going on, but I wanted to build myself even more financially and be able to move out of Uber and transition into something that is bigger than just doing Uber. Like, this is actually, we're talking about career wise. But yeah, but I'm still grateful that I made the decision, even with this pandemic, because it's going to help me a lot too. But yeah, like I really cannot believe this experience is up. It literally just felt like it was yesterday when I moved in and stuff like that, which I will show you guys the move-in. Hey guys, so it is currently 9:08 a.m. and look at my car. We're all packed and ready to go. It's even more packed in the back, so I'm excited. We are heading off now. It's only 10:22 a.m. I'm only 7 minutes away, and look at this. I'm already in traffic, only a mile away, almost at my exit. City life. Hey guys, so I'm about to give you guys a grand tour. I'm sorry if the place is a little messy. I just moved in all of my boxes by myself, so yeah, that's why I sound really out of breath and kind of looking like a hot mess. But here is a tour of my new place. So here is the entranceway, and this guides into my living room space. Here is my living room. And I have a balcony. I'm so excited for all of this. And then here is the small dining area. And here is the kitchen. Yes, there are quite some boxes everywhere. Now I am making my way to my bedroom. Look at this. This is so beautiful. The closet area. There's actually quite a lot of area in this. Let me just back up and show you guys how big it really is. And then we have another view outside. And now, I guess I'll show you guys this little thing. It's actually a closet area, but I guess I can fit a bedroom or an office in this space, but I'll see what I do in this area. And then here is the bathroom. It's the flooring, hanging my towels, the mirror, the shower, tub, toilet, and a little bathroom section. Through it all, I'm very grateful for everything. Like, I'm very happy that I took the chance to go live on my own and take this huge jump to doing this all on my own without having, anyone else's support but my own, because it's really taught me so much, and it's really shaped me to become the woman I'm supposed to become now. Because I know, like, a year ago, I really just feel like I'm not who I was a year ago. Like, there has been so much changes and growth in me that it really just helped me break through even more to becoming who I'm supposed to be today. And being able to deal with all the things that I am dealing with. I don't know when I will have the opportunity again to live on my own, but I know it will happen again later sometime in the future. And until then, I will just make the best out of everything that I can because, nothing lasts forever. So you might as well cherish what you have and things like that. Now, if you are living alone, leave down in the comments below on what, living alone has taught you or what your favorite part about living alone is. Anything about living alone or advice and stuff like that. There will be a part 2 to this whole rent and living alone thing. So stick around for the next one. And until next time, take care, stay happy, and stay positive. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.